G'day, I'm Joe Burrell from Just Website Brokerage, and if you're watching this video, you've probably stumbled across one of our $1 no reserve auctions and are wondering how they work exactly. Well, you're in the right place because I'm about to walk through everything you need to know. So what exactly is a $1 no reserve auction? Well, it's pretty simple. The auctions are usually held on Flippa.com. They start at $1 and have a reserve of $1. So one bid is going to push it past that reserve, meaning that it will sell. No ifs, no buts, no maybes. It will sell to the highest bidder at the end of the auction. The only exception to this rule is if there is a buy it now offer. So on this listing, you can see there is an offer there for $6,000. If someone clicks this and buys it for the $6,000, then the auction will end for the top bidders. So that's the only way to get around the bidding. These $1 no reserve auctions usually take about 3 weeks from start to finish. You can see exactly how many days are left underneath the bidding. So you're probably wondering why, as a brokerage, we would use this strategy to sell an online business. Well, it's quite simple. It's the only way that we know of to guarantee a sale, come as close to as possible to guaranteeing a sale. We only use this strategy for smaller online businesses valued up to 25K. These kinds of auctions get a lot of attention on Flippa, and what that does is it creates a lot of buzz and excitement around the listing. So you get lots of eyes on the business, and it usually turns into more interested buyers. The other thing that we really love about this strategy is that it puts everyone on an even playing field. So all the buyers are in the same boat. If you want to win it, you have to bid. It creates fair, equal opportunity for all of the buyers and usually results in a very fair market price. And in the times that it doesn't result in a fair market price, it's usually below that, which means you, as a buyer, have just won a business at a really good multiple. Okay, so let me just jump in and show you exactly how this works for you as a buyer when you're placing your bids. So there's a lot to learn when it comes to these Flippa listings, these auctions, and how they work. So what I want you to do is take a look at bid 8. This person placed their bid for $30. It looks like it was placed for $30. However, you can see when other bids place their bids, it was automatically bidding for them. So, and then if you come up to here, you can see there was 2 bids back to back by bidder 8. So what that means is this person put in a max bid of $60 back when they first put in their bid of $30. So they actually put this in as a 60, and then Flippa, these bids right here were done automatically by Flippa until he was outbid, or he or she was outbid by another bidder, bidder 7, put in a bid of 60. In fact, 2 bidders put in a bid of 60, and he was outbid at the same time. Okay, so there's another example in this auction here that you can see. Bidder 1, they placed this 250 bid and was outbid by someone. When they placed this 500 bid, this person was outbid again by this person for 500. And as you can see, bidder 1 was bid twice. So you can see his max bid was, or bidder 4's max bid when they placed this bid was 500. It's a bit confusing, but you can see that Flippa will automatically bid for you. So at the moment, bidder 1 is currently the highest bidder, and as far as we can tell, we do not know what their highest bid is. There's no way of seeing that. So presumably when someone else places a higher bid, this person is going to get bid up until it reaches their max. So what does this mean? What you need to do is you do your due diligence and you look and you figure out what price it is that you're happy to pay, and then you basically put in your max bid and have Flippa use Flippa's system to bid for you. You do not need to be involved in the auction actively. It is a waste of time. So the other really important thing to keep in mind is that this auction is nothing like the old eBay format where you can outbid and snipe bid the next highest bidder. If you do that in this instance, what will happen is the auction will get reset by 60 minutes. So let's just say you place a bid at the end of the auction with, say, a few minutes left to go, and you outbid the next bidder, the next highest bidder. The auction will automatically reset by 60 minutes. I've been accused of changing the time a few times. That's not me, that is Flippa. So don't let this happen to you. Just place your top bid and let it do the bidding for you. And if you do want to increase your bid, and it is in the last few hours, then that's totally fine. Place your bid, just be aware that it is going to be reset by 60 minutes. Okay, so I wanted to share some of my top tips and some advice as to how to handle these $1 no reserve options. So the first thing that you need to do is to make sure that you've done your due diligence. Do your due diligence on the business before placing a bid. So we have been buying and selling websites since 2012. So we've been doing this a lot. We know exactly the sort of information that you're going to want to know. So we have done our best to make sure that that information is upfront and obvious for you guys to see. So make sure you go through the listing description and all the financials and everything that we provided. We are your resource, so please come and ask us if you have any questions about the business before you place your bid. Second, once you've done your due diligence and you're comfortable to place a bid, make sure that you decide what that max number is. So have a think about it. How are you valuing this business and what is it worth to you? Place that max bid on Flippa straight away. There is 0 point in waiting, like I've already been over. The fourth tip I have for you is to put the auction time in your calendar so that you get reminded when the end of auction is. Most of the serious action happens towards the end of the auction. That is just natural. That's the way the auctions typically work. This is so that you can obviously place your bid, increase your bid if you need to, if you're being outbid by other buyers, and also talk to us to potentially negotiate a buy it now to end the auction early. We do that on occasion, though it isn't very common. And finally, if you really want the business, don't be afraid to place a strong maximum bid. Remember that you'll only bid one increment higher than the next highest bidder. So if your highest bid is 10,000 and the next highest bidder is 9,000, you're only going to pay 9,050. Okay, so what happens after you win the auction? So first off, congratulations, you've won the auction. We'll send you a message, basically outlining the next steps in detail. But essentially, what will happen is we have to set up the escrow account. Sign a purchase agreement and you send funds to the escrow account. Once everything is signed and the funds are secured in escrow, you start the transfer of all of the assets. We will give you and the seller a list of information on what needs to be transferred and what assets are being included and how to do this. Then once that's done, the transfer is done, you will go into an inspection period, usually for 7 days. That inspection period is just to make sure that the business is as is stated, and that nothing serious has happened to the revenue or the traffic after the transaction has happened. Okay, so there are 3 really important things that we need to make sure that you understand before you start bidding. First, your bids and the auction are legally binding. So make sure that when you place your bid, it is a serious bid and it's properly considered. If you complete the purchase and you're the highest bidder, then you are expected to continue. There is no backing out just because you've changed your mind. So number 2 is make sure that you have your finances all sorted before the auction ends. Okay, so things move quite quickly once we finish the end of the auction. So you will be expected to send the funds to escrow pretty quickly after the auction has ended. Do not place your bid if you do not have the funds. And lastly, the third thing, make sure that you have done your due diligence and that you know what you're buying. Okay, we've done our best to make sure that that's super clear and obvious in the listings, in our descriptions. So make sure you've gone through that, you've done your due diligence, and you've asked us our questions before placing any serious bids. These $1 no reserve options can be an absolute brilliant way to buy an online business for a fair price. Just have to be smart about it. Make sure that you've done your homework and you bid strategically. If you have any questions about bidding process or this auction in particular, don't hesitate to reach out. Just message us through Flippa and we'll do our best to help you. Or you can email us directly at support@justwebsitebrokerage.com. And if you're thinking about selling your own online business, we would love to help you with that. Just head over to justwebsitebrokerage.com/sellers to get started with a free valuation today. Thanks for watching and good luck with your bidding.